So good afternoon all. Today we are back with our regulatory affairs sessions, and in today's sessions we are going to talk about understanding the CTDs and eCTD structures, mainly for the herbal product, where overview of all the modules 1 to 5 will be discussed, and the unique challenges that a herbal product can face will be discussed by Rutuja Shinde madam today. So over to you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. In this session, we will explore how the common technical document and electronic common technical document structure applies specifically to herbal medicinal product. Unlike conventional pharmaceuticals, herbal product bring unique regulatory challenges because of their complexity and natural variability. So by the end you will see how to navigate these requirements effectively and design submissions that meet global standards. So the regulatory landscape challenge. So herbal medicine are quite different from synthetic drugs. Synthetic drugs are usually a single molecule with a well-defined structure. Herbal medicines, however, are a complex mixture of many bioactive compounds. Their composition can change based on how plants are grown, harvested, and processed. Because of this variability, applying the CTD or eCTD framework isn't always straightforward. So it needs a careful adaptation, and understanding these nuances is critical for success. Next is CTD structure overview. So we'll see the CTD is structured into 5 models. So you can see the 5 models. First is contains administrative and regional information. Second gives a summary overview of the whole dossier. Module 3 focuses on quality, including manufacturing data and analytical methods. Module 4 covers non-clinical reports like pharmacology and toxicology, and Module 5 presents the clinical evidence for herbal products. Each of these modules require additional thought to address their unique complexity. So we'll start with the first module, that is the administrative foundation. So module 1 is region specific. So requirements differ by regulatory authority. For herbal products, this module often requires extra attention. You will need to address how the product is classified under local regulations, then provide documentation for traditional use claims, and ensure that labeling aligns with the herbal medicine requirements. So there is also usually a greater administrative burden, especially when establishing the right regulatory pathway and risk management plan for the product. Second module is a strategic overview. So module 2 serve as the strategic cornerstone of your submission. It doesn't just summarize data, it tells the product story in a structured way. For herbal medicines, the quality overall summary should address the challenges of standardization, while the non-clinical and clinical summaries need to link traditional use with a modern evidence. So this module is often the first impression reviewers get. So clarity, consistency, and completeness here are crucial. Then module 3 is quality challenges for herbal products. So quality is one of the most complex area for herbal products. Unlike single molecule drugs, we are dealing with the plant materials that vary naturally. Standardizing them requires advanced analytical methods and well-defined specifications. So we need to account for source material variability influenced by genetics, environment, and even the season, as well as ensuring our methods are capable of handling this complex mixture. So this module really highlights the scientific rigor needed in herbal product development. Next is raw material control. So robust raw material control is the foundation of herbal product quality. That means proper authentication of the botanical source, which may involve macroscopic and microscopic examination, then DNA barcoding and chemical fingerprinting. Why so much effort? Because the risk of adulteration or misidentification is high. By layering these approaches, you can ensure authenticity and protect product integrity right from the start. Next is manufacturing process control. So in herbal product manufacturing, process controls goes far beyond conventional pharmaceutical practice. Extraction methods, choice of solvents, and processing conditions can significantly change the product's composition and therapeutic activity. So consistency comes from standardizing not only the raw material but also the entire manufacturing process for from harvesting and drying to extraction and formulation. Next is analytical method validation consideration. So analytical method validation is more complex for herbal product compared to conventional pharmaceuticals. Instead of testing a single compound, we often deal with a multiple active markers within a matrix. For example, specificity must account for many compounds. Linearity may rely on plant reference materials rather than pure standards, and variability is naturally higher. The goal is to balance scientific rigor with the realities of botanical complexity. Next is stability studies for herbal products. So stability testing also present a unique challenges. Herbal products often contain multiple compounds, each degrading at a different rates. That means that means we must monitor more than one marker compound, access moisture sensitivity, and even consider photostability for light sensitive constituents. Container and closure system also matter. They can make the difference between maintaining product quality or accelerating degradation. Module 4 is about non-clinical safety assessment. So in this module, we provide non-clinical safety data for herbal products. This includes pharmacological study aligned with the traditional use, pharmacokinetic evaluations of key constituents, and toxicology assessments. So the challenge is that herbal matrices are complex, so we need a balanced approach focusing on relevant compounds while still considering the whole product. So this module shows regulator that we have carefully assessed safety before moving into clinical studies. Next is traditional use versus modern evidence. So one of the biggest strengths and challenges of herbal medicine is their long history of use. Regulatory authorities now increasingly accept traditional evidence, but they still require robust scientific data. The best submission blend ethnobotanical knowledge and historical records with a modern clinical and non-clinical research. This dual approach respect heritage while meeting today's scientific standards. Next is toxicological consideration. So when we access toxicology in herbal products, there are several layers. Some plants naturally contain toxic compounds. These need specific protocols. Manufacturing processes can sometimes concentrate harmful compounds or even create a new ones. We also need to monitor contamination risk like heavy metals, pesticides, and microbes, as well as herb drug and herb interaction. Together, this consideration form a comprehensive safety profile. Module 5 is about clinical evidence framework. So, Module 5 presents clinical data for herbal products. So, there are several pathways: traditional use registration, well established use applications, then full clinical development, or even hybrid approaches. Study designs must take into account standardized herbal preparations, appropriate comparators, and clinically relevant endpoints. Ultimately, the goal is to show both efficacy and safety in ways that regulators and clinicians can trust. Unique herbal product challenge, the standardization dilemma. So, herbal product face a paradox. Regulators expect pharmaceutical grade standardization, but we must preserve the natural complexity that gives them therapeutic value. Unlike synthetic drugs, herbal medicines contain hundreds of constituents that vary with the genetics, soil, climate, and processing. So managing this balance is one of the greatest challenges in preparing a CTD for herbal product. Then next is batch to batch variability management. To handle variability, regulators allow defined ranges. For example, marker compounds may vary by about 15%, minor constituents by up to 30%, and moisture content should be tightly controlled around 5%. So the key is building robust quality system that account for this variability while still ensuring consistency in therapeutic outcomes. Next is safety data complexity. So safety evaluation for a herbal product is much broader than for synthetic drugs. Instead of accessing one molecule, we evaluate the entire matrix. That means understanding the multi-component safety profile, how populations metabolize herbal constituents differently, and how this product interact with other drugs. So this complexity requires a comprehensive and cautious approach. Next is regulatory pathway selection. So choosing the right regulatory pathway is strategic. Options include traditional use registration, which is simpler if the product has a long and documented safety history. Then well-established use, which requires more evidence from literature. And last is full, or we can say, or full marketing authorization, which involves complete clinical trials. So some products may even use a hybrid approach. Selecting the right path early can save a significant time and resources. Next is quality control strategy development. So robust quality control strategy is essential. This means qualifying suppliers, testing raw materials, setting in process controls, and defining finished product specification. Stability monitoring is also critical. For herbal product, this is not optional. It's the only way to manage natural variability and guarantee about safety and efficacy. Next is navigating complexity. So ultimately, herbal product submissions are complex. They require strategic thinking, scientific rigor, and regulatory expertise. So the challenge is is to transfer raw plant material, which are inherently variable, into compliant, high quality pharmaceutical products when done right. This not only satisfies regulators but also ensures safe and effective therapies reach patients. Next is documentation requirements. So when preparing a submission, documentation is key. For herbal products, regulators expect very specific records. So this include full botanical authentication with taxonomic identification, supply chain documentation, that tracks the plant from cultivation to finished product, and detail manufacturing records showing consistency. So you will also need a complete analytical data package along with the literature evidence supporting safety and efficacy. Together, these documents build the foundation of trust in your product. Next is risk assessment framework. So herbal product require a multi-layered risk assessment. So we need to consider risk from the plants themselves, risk introduced during processing, and risk related to use. That means looking at toxicology, potential interaction, quality risk, and even how different populations may respond. The goal is not just to identify risk, but to show how we are managing them proactively. Next is common submission deficiencies. So, regulators often see the same problem in herbal product submissions. These include poor documentation of botanical identity, weak or missing standardization strategies, incomplete safety assessment, and inadequate manufacturing control. So, understanding this common pitfall helps us avoid them and makes the difference between a smooth review and repeated request for clarification. So these are best practice for module 3 preparation. To excel in module 3, focus on quality documentations. This means thorough specifications for raw materials, validated analytical methods, and detailed process validation data. Don't forget stability studies under appropriate conditions and container closure qualifications. The more complete and precise your data, the stronger your submission will be. Then common pitfalls to avoid. On the other hand, there are some traps we need to avoid. For example, over specifying herbal product beyond what is realistic, using poorly validated methods for complex matrices, or failing to fully characterize manufacturing processes, limited stability data, and weak container closure compatibility testing are also frequent issues. Keeping this in mind helps ensure your submission stands up to regulatory scrutiny. Then international harmonization considerations. So global development of herbal product is complicated by differing regulations. For example, the European Union has a directive for traditional herbal medicinal product with official monographs. The US FDA has its own botanical drug development guidance. Canada regulates under natural health product standards. So, understanding these differences early is essential if you are targeting multiple markets. Next is electronic submission consideration. So, in eCTD format, organization is critical. Herbal submissions often involve large, complex documentation. That means your folder structure needs to be logical. your hyperlinks well managed, and your version control very robust. A poorly organized eCTD can frustrate reviewers and delay approval, no matter how strong the science is. So these things should be considered before eCTD. Then regulatory agency interaction. So one of the best strategies for success is engaging with the regulators early. So through scientific advice procedures or pre-submission meetings, you can clarify expectations and avoid surprises. So discussions may cover the regulatory pathway, standardization strategies, clinical requirements, or safety approaches. Open dialogue often leads to a smoother review and faster approvals. These are post-marketing considerations. So approval is only the beginning. Herbal product requires strong post-marketing surveillance system because of their complexity. Unexpected interaction or rare adverse effects may emerge once the product is widely used. Pharmacovigilance should be designed to capture these events, track batch specific issues, and monitor effects in different populations. Next is quality management system requirements. So, comprehensive quality management system is essential for herbal products. So, this includes qualifying suppliers, validating key processes, and maintaining strict change control. Continuous monitoring ensure compliance and consistent quality over time. So this is where regulatory expectations and good manufacturing practice intersect, and where long-term product success is secured. This is analytical method life cycle management. So analytical method for a herbal product need to evolve across the entire product life cycle. So we begin with the method development and validation, but that is only the start. This method must then be transferred, applied in a routine testing, and continuously improved as the knowledge and technology advance. So the challenge is that method must be robust enough to handle natural variability, um, but also sensitive enough to detect meaningful quality changes. This is a specification setting strategy. So setting specifications for herbal product requires balance. On one side, regulators expect tight controls to ensure consistency. On the other, we have to recognize that natural variability is unavoidable. So typical ranges may be broader than for synthetic drugs, but the goal is to define acceptable limits that guarantee safety and therapeutic consistency while reflecting the realities of plant-based material. Then technology transfer challenges. So scaling up from lab to full production introduce a unique risk for herbal product. Uh, Extraction process must remain efficient and reproducible. Equipment needs to be qualified for botanical materials, and validation must be demonstrated across sites. A process that works in one facility may behave differently in another. So, site specific validation is often necessary to prove robustness. Sorry. Next is supply chain risk management. So, supply chain risk for herbal product is particularly vulnerable. Risk includes species misidentification, adulteration, seasonal or climate variability, and even geopolitical disruptions in cultivation region. So, mitigation strategies include qualifying multiple suppliers, then securing long-term contracts, then managing inventories strategically and where possible, evaluating alternative spaces. So supply chain resilience is a key to reliable product availability. Then regulatory intelligence and monitoring. So staying ahead in this field requires continuous intelligence gatherings. That means monitoring changes in regulations, continuous monitoring of changing regulations, guidance documents, and industry standards. Second is scientific literature surveillance. So, ongoing review of safety and efficacy data that may impact regulatory status. Then, competitive intelligence, analysis of competitor submissions and regulatory strategies for similar products. And technology advancement trackings, monitoring analytical and processing technology developments relevant to herbal products. So this proactive approach ensures that you are not caught off guard by evolving requirements, and that your submission remains aligned with current expectations. Then training and competency requirements. So working with a herbal product demands a unique skill set. Regulatory professional need a knowledge that spans botany, analytical chemistry, traditional medicine, and pharmaceutical regulations. So this means organization must invest in specialized training and competency development. A well trained team is better equipped to handle the complexities of herbal product submission. Future trends and developments. So, the regulatory landscape for herbal product continues to evolve with advancing analytical technologies, harmonization initiatives, and growing the scientific understanding of complex botanical matrix. So, DNA authentication for species verification, advanced molecular techniques for species verification, then metabolomic profiling, comprehensive chemical fingerprinting approaches, then AI driven analysis, machine learning for quality prediction and optimization, then satellite monitoring, remote cultivation monitoring and quality prediction, and blockchain traceability. It enhances the supply chain transparency and authentication. Then success metrics and KPIs. KPI is key performance indicator that evaluate progress towards the specific business goals. So, how do we measure success in regulatory submissions? So, key metrics include first cycle approval rates, average review timelines, and compliance rates for quality system. For example, a strong target might be an 85% first cycle approval rate, 18 months for review under the traditional pathway, and a 95% compliance rate. That means target compliance rate for manufacturing and quality system. So, establishing a clear success metrics helps organizations measure the effectiveness of their regulatory strategies and identify areas for continuous improvement in herbal product development programs. Then case study applications. So real world case study highlights how these principles play out in practice. They show the importance of early regulatory planning, comprehensive quality systems, and proactive engagement with agencies. So successful submissions often combine strong traditional evidence with a rigorous modern data, striking the right balance between heritage and science. This is implementation roadmap to put all of this into practice. Organizations need a clear roadmap that begins with the strategic planning, regulatory pathway selection, and timeline development. Then quality system development, comprehensive quality control and assurance system. Then documentation preparation, common technical document and electronic common technical document compliant, dossier compilation and review. Then regulatory submission, electronic submission and agency interaction management. And finally, the process concludes with the market authorization and ongoing compliance. A stepwise structure approach is the best way to ensure success. So your path to regulatory success. So mastering the CTD and eCTD framework for herbal product require a blend of dedication, then expertise and strategic thinking. So these products aren't just complex pharmaceuticals. They represent a unique category that integrates a traditional wisdom with a modern scientific standards. So each successful submission not only advances your organization but also expands patient access to safe, effective, and herbal medicines. Then excellence in herbal product submission. So success in this space depends on understanding the dual identity of herbal products, rooted in tradition yet regulated with the scientific rigor. So by addressing variability, building a strong quality system, and aligning with the regulatory expectations, we can achieve excellence in submissions. So the key is viewing complexity not as a barrier but as an opportunity for innovation and therapeutic advancement. So the if we see the bigger picture, every well prepared submission has impact beyond just regulatory approval, and it strengthens the confidence in herbal medicines, which helps elevate industry standards, and most importantly benefits patients who rely on safe high quality treatments. So your expertise and commitment truly make a difference in this evolving field. So thank you, and I'm open for the questions. So thank you for your time and attention. I hope this session has given you a clarity of on how to navigate the CTD and eCTD structures for herbal product. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam, for the talk. So, just a couple of questions. So, when we
Yes.
are talking about the regulatory affairs and CTD, so based on the countries, does the layout changes, the module changes?
Actually, they differ significantly. For example, European Union has a dedicated directive uh, for uh, for traditional herbal medicines. The US FDA follows botanical drug guidance, and Canada regulates under the natural health products. So understanding these regional differences early is a key to planning global submission.
Okay, because as you know, last week when we discussed,
Yes.
you mentioned that US market will be the easiest one because it comes under the food supplement. But doesn't other countries also have the category of food supplement? Because when we are preparing for herbal product, we must be claiming something, and that's why there is a herbal product. But with the food supplement, can you launch the product there as a food supplement?
Actually, I'm not sure, but you can because each and every country is having their own regulatory guidelines, and it depends whether it is under the traditional medicine or whether it is under the food supplement. So I think yes, you can, but I'm not sure on this.
Okay. Thank you, madam. It was nice presentation and was nicely
Thank you.
explained about the herbal product CTDs and eCTDs. Simultaneously, the modules which are very important to understand when you are launching any herbal or any allopathic drug. So, thank you for your presentation. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, sir.